Hello, everyone. This is Debbie with Monter Coaching. Today, I have a slightly different conversation about business growth. Most conversations in real estate focus on momentum. How to sell more homes, generate more leads, or increase production. The key thing is that these conversations matter, but there's another conversation that doesn't happen nearly as often: how we design a business that lasts. Businesses that don't rely entirely on us, that survive us and eventually become transferable. Today, we're going to explore a simple idea that I've been giving a lot of thought into. Momentum builds income, durability builds stability, and transferability builds wealth. If you'd ever wondered whether your business is something you run or something you're actually building, this conversation will be helpful. Before I go any further and dive into our slide presentation, let me ask you something. Think about your business for just a moment. Part of your business still depends entirely on you. Go ahead and write that down. What part of your business still depends entirely on you? For many advisors, it's something like negotiations, listing appointments or listing prep, relationships, vision, and even hiring. Whatever came to mind, that's the place where durability hasn't been designed yet. And that is where the conversation begins. Momentum is powerful. Momentum is that thing that we can feel, we can see, it's tracked. In fact, most of the industry celebrates momentum. More listings, more production equals more growth. Momentum is visible. It's easy to measure. It's easy to celebrate, and it often creates significant income. However, momentum has a hidden characteristic. Momentum is often driven by the individual, the relationship, the negotiation skill, the vision, and the decisions. When you are the engine, the business runs. Durability asks a different question. Does the business run because of you or beyond you? I've worked with many businesses that were incredibly profitable on paper. And the moment the leader stepped away, even temporarily, the business slowed down. If they had to step away for longer periods of time, it slowed down dramatically. That's where another question begins to surface. At some point, every successful advisor asks, "What is my business worth?" But that question hides a deeper one. Not what it is worth today, but is it transferable? Because worth and transferability are not the same thing. Here's a simple way to think about durability. Imagine if you stepped away from your business for 90 days. I've also experienced clients who have babies. They have extended time off due to family health issues. They like to take a month-long vacation. They step away, but not permanently. So imagine if you stepped away for just 90 days. Really let this sit. What breaks first? What is the first thing that goes out of commission because you aren't there? For some people, it's operations. For others, it's decision making. For many advisors, it's been client communication or leadership. Whatever came to mind, that again is where durability hasn't been designed yet. And that awareness is extremely powerful because it tells you exactly where to start. As we're rolling in to the end of this quarter, no matter where you're listening to this webinar, we're rolling into an end of a quarter and we have to ask ourselves, are we adding these durability pieces to our business plan? Are we incorporating that small step that helps to resolve what breaks when we step away? Because eventually we do hope that you get to step away from your business for vacation or for long-term opportunity. Now, wanted to throw a little humor into the slide deck because this is like every day in the life of real estate. It states, if you're like me, putting on your glasses to see the slide, Most businesses add help, few redesign the structure. And this gentleman is saying to this we'll call it real estate advisor, this is a major project of utmost importance, but it has no budget, no guidelines, no support staff, and it's due 15 minutes. At last, here's your chance to really impress everyone. How many of you can relate to that? I feel like this is the constant in real estate where we're given these projects, which should be projects, and we have 15 minutes to execute, or the client or the deal is going to blow up. And it's looked at as now's your chance to shine, right? I think we really have to look at it and say, how are we incorporating operational leverages in our business? Not just leverage that can be easily intertwined or leverage that we have that oftentimes the job is given back to you, but true leverage. I will say that the majority of the advisors I work with, as well as brokerage leaders, they have some kind of leverage. They have assistants, transaction coordinators, marketing teams, virtual support, social media, video editing, AI tools, you name it. There's so much leverage that these agents employ that all of these pieces increase capacity. But durability asks a different question. Does your leverage simply increase output or does it create structure? Structure is what allows a business to keep moving even when the founder isn't involved in every decision. Many advisors build successful businesses, fewer build businesses that can survive then. And that's where durability starts to separate from momentum. When you build something that you aren't specifically involved in every decision, you are empowering others, empowering tools, empowering processes where you are not involved in every decision. One great example of operational durability is an agent in Nashville named Lisa Culp Taylor. She's the LCT team out of Nashville, Tennessee. If you have a chance, look her up. She's amazing. I had an opportunity to interview Lisa on my podcast, Real Estate Leadership Unlocked. And what stood out immediately was the structure around her business. Lisa works closely with her assistant, Molly, who can manage the rhythm of the business across meetings, travel, client communication. She's in her car, she's in appointments, she's at dinner meetings, she's on vacation sometimes with her. I think they probably brush their teeth together, and Molly is already on it. Here's the thing with Molly. Molly has also built an additional support structure behind her with additional administrative personnel as well as agent team to keep everything moving smoothly. There are processes in place, there are policies in place. What Lisa has built is more than leverage. She's built infrastructure. Infrastructure is what allows the business to keep moving. I know so often in real estate, we'll hear the phrase hit by the bus. I have the hit by the bus manual in the office, or she knows what happens if I get hit by the bus. Well, here's the thing. I don't really want to think about getting hit by a bus. I prefer to think if I won the lottery tomorrow and I packed up and left for Costa Rica, would my business continue running? Well, to be completely honest, that's something I'm actively designing right now. Here with Multair Coaching, I am consistently looking for talent. I am hiring for coaching partners. I'm looking for additional operational support and leverage. Some of that is through AI tools, creating policy and procedure manuals, building out additional support layers beyond me, such that when I win the lottery and I move to Costa Rica, if by chance my director of operations, we went together on a ticket and he wins the same lottery, the company can still survive. And so look at this durability as how does the company survive without you? That is durability. Interestingly, a year ago, actually years ago, it's been probably 2015, 2016, I was coaching a client who wanted to grow beyond just incremental transactions. Her and her team were involved with internet lead generation and it's that one more deal at a time. She wanted to grow incrementally. At the same time, I knew of another agent in her market who was preparing to retire and relocate to Hawaii. She had built an incredible database equity, long-standing relationships, and created a website that was attracting constant returners for the specific area. And she was able to convert substantial business from that relationship in that website. This agent that was retiring didn't simply want to disappear and lose the value she had created. So I introduced the two of them. For about a year, they partnered publicly. They marketed together, communicated together, positioned themselves together in front of the database. They continued to build this bond. So they were truly attached in their clients' minds of the merging in database, such that the transactions started rolling through year one. The retiring agent moved to Hawaii. They had built a program that for 4 years, this agent still received passive income. And to this day, I still meet with the agent that acquired that business, and she still shares with me stories of those clients from that retiring agent's database, either referring her business or closing deals. This wasn't improvised. It was structured. When she moved, the business didn't evaporate. It transitioned. That's transferability. It's not accidental, it's designed. When we think about design, we have to look at what are we designing for? What are we optimizing our business for? Once you begin thinking about durability, we have to really dig into these key optimization points. Interestingly, most advisors never consciously decide what they're optimizing for. They build by default. They build for income, freedom, control, influence, equity, succession, market share, largest team, brokerage awards, you name it. That's what they're optimizing for. What you can see, though, is that what they're optimizing for is directly reflected on their calendar. Their calendar reveals what they're optimizing for, and their capital allocation reveals it also. If your business is optimized for income, the structure looks very different than if it's designed for long term equity. For example, I was speaking with a team leader who is in the process of moving himself out of the business or exiting the business, aside from a leadership role in the team. And the key thing that we looked at is the optimization of what he was doing outside of his business is for equity. So anytime he's out marketing his business is to generate additional equity, not necessarily income. The optimization for control, interestingly, we think I don't necessarily want control. However, control comes in when you are either not delegating to someone or have trouble delegating. But that delegation looks very different if it's designed for succession. You are building those layers within your team. You might have director of sales or leader of sales. You may have director of operations and people underneath that director of operations. And even those key people below the leaders are trained within those positions to be able to pick up the ball and run. Durability rarely comes from more effort, it comes from clearer design. Now, I want you to think about these three questions. I'll go one, two, and three. And where are you in your durability and transferability conversation within your business? So I would think number one would be if I stepped away from the business for 90 days, would my team be on the phone calling me, asking me for help, sending me the questions from the clients, momentum completely halts and I come back to a dry closing board. Number two would be if I stepped away for 90 days, my team would run. Whatever's in the pipeline would continue to transpire. My clients would be serviced at the surface level. And when I got back, there would be the need for me to really sprint to get the business up and running. However, things went well while I was gone. Or number three, if I went away for 90 days, would my team be sitting there looking at me? Actually, before I got back, sending me a message, even if it's a message in a bottle, because I'm envisioning myself somewhere Caribbean, sending me a message in the bottle that says, please don't come back. Please use your talents and go start something new. We're good here. We've figured it out. We've got business coming in. You've got deals closing, and we're ready to take this business off and run. So, where are you in that durability and transferability conversation? Are you a one, a two, or a three? One, starting the conversation or haven't really thought about it. Two, working towards it and need additional ideas that you could gain through coaching or mentorship with some of these companies who have done it, or hire a coach. We're always taking new clients. Or number three, we've been there, we've done that, we're ready to exit. Transferability to me is really a design decision. Profitability is impressive and transferability is powerful. When you think about momentum building income, durability building stability, transferability building wealth, oftentimes the profitable business still depends on the operator. A transferable business outlasts the operator. Could you, if you step back right now, could you transition your business to a partner? Could you promote internally? Is there someone in your world that is ready to step into your shoes? Could you be merged with another group? Could you gradually step back and then continue to build? Or ultimately, are you ready for that multiplier that will offer you compensation for your business? Or does everything still rely on your presence, energy, and decision making? Durability isn't built at the exit. I believe that just many of the clients that I've worked with that they think it's built at the exit. And the key is when we're at the exit, it's too late. Durability is actually built when momentum still feels strong, when things are still clicking ahead. And we see that in businesses, we see that in sports teams. Oftentimes, the point in which we go to sell is when we're starting to head downward versus very few brokerage or very few businesses sell when they're at the top. So build your durability when momentum feels strong. Put your key players in place and really think about when it's time to exit, I'll be ready. Some of the most successful advisors that I have worked with aren't just compounding production, they're compounding structure. And structure is what ultimately creates durability. So I'll leave you with this question. What decision are you postponing because momentum feels strong? Or what durability decision are you postponing because momentum feels strong? If this is something you really haven't given tremendous thought to outside of the one day when I retire, I hope it looks like blank. I'd love for you to scan the QR code or go to the notes. We've created a 12-question durability index for you to check out. Go ahead and download that, answer the questions, and see where you are over the next 1, 3, and 5 years. We look forward to working with you. Please let us know if there's more information we can provide for you and your business to become more durable and transferable as you develop all of your systems and get those in place. We'd love to help. Look forward to meeting you in the future.